Thangjam's Nand Kishore alias Taya succumbs to COVID-19 at Sija Hospital this morning at the age of 68. India reports above 3,82,000 new COVID-19 cases and 3,780 deaths in past 24 hours. Recovery rate stands above 82%. And DMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee takes oath as the West Bengal Chief Minister for third consecutive term. Mamata needs to get elected within 6 months of assuming office. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You are watching Afternoon Bulletin and I'm KANEL SHAMBANDURAM with you. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your masks properly and maintain a safe distance from one another. Please remember that the fight against the COVID-19 is not over yet. Now, the news in details. Former Khetragaon MLA Thangjam Nandakishore alias Tayai succumbs to COVID-19 at Sija Hospital this morning. He was 68. He was admitted to Sija Hospital on the 3rd of May. Thangjam Nandakishore was elected as Khetragaon MLA on NCP ticket in the 9th Manipur Legislative Assembly election of 2007. He also contested as NCP candidate in the 10th Manipur Legislative Assembly election and as Manipur National Democratic Front candidate in the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly election in 2017. Thangjam Nandakishore joined the Congress party a few months ago. Many people, especially residents of Khetragaon, condoled his demise. Manipur government has issued additional restrictions in the respect of the opening of shops and the movement of people and vehicles. The new guidelines are in the partial modification of the order dated April 29 imposed in areas under Imphal Municipal Corporation and Greater Imphal under Disaster Management Act 2005. As the additional guidelines issued yesterday signed by M.H. Khan, the Chief Secretary in charge and Chairman of the State Executive Committee, Government of Manipur, there will be complete ban on movement of vehicles including timed period of 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. except those vehicles carrying essentials like LPG, oxygen, goods, petroleum, etc. Local markets at the Kurai, Lamlong, Andro Parking, Lambulen, Kongba, Pisumthong, Kwakaitheld, Nagamapal, Singjimai Bazaar and the Wahangbam Laikai are to remain closed. While banks will open from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for government, urgent timed bound and COVID-related transactions. Post office will also be open from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for delivery of the medicines and medical equipments and other timed bound services. Imphal Airport, petrol pumps and LPG outlets will also remain open. As per the new guidelines, only one of 3 shops in one locality will be allowed to open on rotation basis. Meanwhile, other earlier orders remained unchanged. Manipur University has decided to postpone all the examinations conducted under the university until further notice in view of prevailing COVID-19 pandemic situation. The decision was taken in an emergency meeting of a Dean's Committee of the university held today. Summer vacation of the university will start from the 10th of May until 9th of June. COVID-19 vaccination was carried out at Iputho Ningthau Khong Pakhangba Sangland under the initiative of Thangmaiband MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan today. Speaking on the sidelines, the MLA called upon all the state's MLAs to provide foods and other essentials to inmates of COVID care center open in their respective constituencies. He also volunteers to bear the expense expense of the fooding of inmates at the RD Wing COVID Care Center in Thangwaiband, which will open on May 7th if allowed by the government. MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan personally inspected the vaccination camp site set up with requisite permission of the government and the health department to vaccinate those above the age of 45 years. He called upon both ruling and opposition parties to step up the battle against COVID-19 as the virus spread now. He also appealed to the government to ensure adequate supply of COVID-19 vaccine and medical oxygen in the state.
I can the Soriba, COVID Care Center or RD Wingy, Hale patients in Sigi, Sana Bagi responsibility, same as a Logjarage, Kilan Sama, Nundangi, Dinarama, Aduga, light breakfast, Nundin snake tea, Zayrim Togjarage, Manipur government, I have a preview. Aduga, I know appeal to Visioning Badi, Manipur government, Lady Minister Singh, Aduga, Akogi, MLA Mam, elected Singh, whether they are ruling or opposition. Akoy Mam Sina, government criticized Togdana, no Adu Towi, other Wali Habimota, Lady COVID Care Center Singh, Sana Tanova dialogue. Government na hida wat pagi oxygen wat pagi chen chenu loina ma government ta na gani form do tokto si hojikti blame game gi matam nate laiba lan che opposition ruling khaiba lan nate masi tongan ba corona yu mahik lan dar ase madi opposition ni madi ruling ni madi ngang mane lag tong nate na khoi ponna masi unitedly fight toksi.
MLA Kumukcham Joy Kishan encouraged people of the state to get themselves vaccinated against COVID-19. He assured that COVID-19 vaccination is safe and it is being carried out not only in India but worldwide. He sought for cooperation from the civil society organizations, local clubs and Mairapai groups to battle COVID-19 pandemic effectively by ensuring that people follow COVID-appropriate behaviors like wearing of the face masks, using hand sanitizers, social distancing, etc.
Manipur Miamda, Tamil Miamda, appeal to Jenning vaccine, say Yarke Katuk Viva, vaccine car, Paga, Kane Kanadi, Nenabibadu, Tobiganu, vaccine carpisi, Petit Pumbayana, Dana, Barat Pumbayana, Dana, Hai, Na Bagadi, Karamakadic, Makupung, Ni Hadina, Akoi, Kapi, Masdeda, Akoi Kudimona, 4% Piviva, COVID second web, Machina Lak, Dagidi, Yamna, Nungai Tabatoning, the Totomam to Baraki State Kada, Hena, Sati Sativa, Pivum the lady, Huzixi, Lockdown Mam, Tonobasi, Manipur Dasu, Manipur Gomena, Gatari Pandra. Containment zone sida I am not shopping akpiba thawai da mi khuptai nga tane khoni thoise aduna section na bai na hoi hajari.
COVID-19 vaccination for those 45 years and above was also carried out at the Thongju Part 2 today. Volunteers of 9 local clubs and staff of Health Department under the aegis of the COVID Task Force Thongju Part 2 organized a camp at the Urban Primary Health Center Thongju Part 2, Kunok Kongnang Makong. Speaking to media, convener of the COVID Task Force, Namirakpam, the Chenkai State vaccination drive at the center commenced yesterday. He said a maximum of 100 people are allowed to get a COVID-19 vaccine shot per day at the center. Kambalmari College at the Oinam will be converted into a community home isolation center. Oinam MLA and the chairman of the Manipur Pollution Control Board, L. Radhakishore, declared the same today on the sideline of an inspection visit at the site. He also met with representatives of Oinam Assembly Constituency's COVID-19 Management Committee, who will be running the center. MLA L. Radhakishore handed over a financial help of the 50,000 rupees to the committee.
Community Home Isolation Center CSIC Center Hangbagi Government order Kendra Sigi Tamamari College Apamasida Hangagan. Apamasida Hanganabagi Government Topiribo order to Matungina, Equanasi, first meeting, committee meeting, Pamzere, Navagi Lang use Masi alarming was warning later. Aduna Prasa Singna, a quay miam pun function to get a karma to get up say, must yari people.
Members of the BJP Manipur Pradesh carried out protest demonstration across the state today against the post-poll violence in Kolkata. Sit-ins were staged at the office of Lamlai BJP Mandal, to BJP Oinant Mandal, BJP Thoubal District and others. Protesters used a placard condemning AITMC's act during the recent assembly election in West Bengal. National Human Rights Commission has taken the cognizance of the post-poll violence in the West Bengal and ordered investigation, citing various media reports in this regard. The commission said the political workers allegedly clashed with each other. Party offices were torched down, some homes were ransacked and also looted. It said the local administration appealed not to have acted to stop such violence of human rights of the affected persons. The NHRC considers the violence as a fit case of alleged violation of right to life of the innocent citizens and ordered its DIG investigations to constitute a team to conduct an on-the-spot fact-finding investigation and submit a report within 2 weeks. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on coronavirus cases in India and the world. We will be back with details after the break. Until then, keep watching Impact News.
Office of the Yaifre Group of Finance, Head Office Singmairong near Eastern Motor, Imphal East, May Karamanga English Singani Kunmathoi, Tha Amada Lupa Lesing Marika Hulaga, Hausagadoriba, Lottery cum tender Siaubiraga, Lupa Lak Kundimapu Oibiu, Lucky Draw Fauragana, Lupa Lak Amafang Bigani, Loinana, Atoba Matamda, Ezen Yankaisu Pamzai, Ezen Singidamak monthly income, draw timing and Nutugipung Anini.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Afternoon Bulletin. India has reported a single-day spike of 382,315 new COVID-19 confirmed cases in the past 24 hours. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, India's COVID-19 tally has reached 2,665,148, and there are 34,87,229 active cases. That toll stands at 2,26,188, with the additions of 3,780 new COVID-19 fatalities. On the positive note, the 3,38,439 people discharged in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases to 1,69,51,731. India's recovery rate stands at 82.03%. Maharashtra has the highest active cases of above 6,44,000 in the country. Globally, coronavirus has infected above the 15,50,04,400 people. Above 32,41,600 people have died and recovered are 13,24,95,700. USA has the highest active cases of above 67,15,000 in the world, followed by India and Brazil. COVID-19 active cases are surging in the northeast states. Assam ranked highest with 29,407 active cases, followed by Manipur with 2,391 and Meghalaya with 2,019 active cases. There are 1,930 active cases of COVID-19 in Sikkim, 1,905 in Tripura, 1,798 in Nagaland, 1,632 in Arunachal Pradesh, and 1,609 in Mizoram. At least 238 more people tested positive for COVID-19 in Mizoram in the last 24 hours, out of which 62 are policemen who have recently returned from the poll duty in West Bengal. The policemen were placed under quarantine upon their arrival in the last week of April. 2 Assam Rifle personnel, a BSF Jawan, 2 healthcare workers and 6 members of a family also figure in the list of newly infected persons. 92 new patients have traveled history. Government has identified 581 sites for setting up additional pressure swing absorptions PSA medical oxygen plants in various states. In a series of tweets, Road Transport and Highway Minister Nitin Gadkari said National Highway Authority of India NHAI will be the nodal agency for executing civil and electrical work for those plants and will complete them on war footing. He said our engineers will work with the doctors to ensure oxygen supply to needy patients. The minister said like record speed in the roads, NHAI will construct infrastructure in record speed to save life of every Indians. Complete lockdown has been imposed in Bihar and Odisha to contain spread of coronavirus. Bihar government has imposed complete lockdown in the state till May 15th. Vaccination centers, banks and essential services will remain functional during the lockdown. As per new guideline, government offices and public corporations will remain closed. All educational institutions, private and commercial establishment will also remain closed. Cinema halls, shopping malls, gyms, stadiums and parks have also been closed. Movement of public transport except train and flights has been stopped. Transport of emergency services has been allowed. However, ration shops, daily dairy, vegetables and meat shops will remain opened between 7 a.m. till 11 a.m. Home delivery from the restaurant will be allowed from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. All places of the worship and religious gatherings will also be closed. Marriage ceremony will also be limited to 50 persons. Has been allowed with necessary permissions taken 3 days in advance from the concerned police station. Only 20 persons will be permitted in the funeral processions. Odisha government has also imposed a statewide lockdown for 14 days beginning today. The lockdown will be effective till May 19. Certain utility services like petrol pumps, cooking gas, ATMs and postal service have also been exempted from the lockdown. People will be allowed to walk down to the nearest roadside or street corner shops within 500 meters of their residence to purchase food items on all work weekdays only between 6 in the morning to till the 12th noon. Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamata Banerjee was sworn in as West Bengal the Chief Minister for the third straight term today after she spearheaded her party to a remarkable victory in the assembly poll. She called on Governor Jagdeep Dhankar at Raj Bhavan and resigned as the Chief Minister, as is the practice before she was administered the oath of office and secrecy. Again, later the newly elected MLAs of the TMC meet and unanimously choose her the leader of the legislature party. Before she called on the governor to stake claims to form the government, Banerjee, who lost from Nandigram despite the astonishing TMC victory, can't be sworn in as the chief minister but will have to get elected to the assembly within 6 months of assuming office. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his British counterpart Boris Johnson have adopted an ambitious roadmap 2030 to elevate bilateral ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership. The roadmap will pave the way for a deeper and stronger engagement over the next 10 years in the areas of people-to-people connects, trade and economy, and defense and security, climate actions and health. In a virtual summit held yesterday, the two leaders discussed the COVID-19 situation and ongoing cooperation in the fight against the pandemic, including including the successful partnership on the vaccines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanked Prime Minister Johnson for the prompt medical assistance provided by the UK in the wake of the several severe second wave of COVID-19 in India. The UK Prime Minister appreciated India's role in extending assistance to the UK and other countries over the last year, including by ways of supply of the pharmaceuticals and vaccines. The two Prime Ministers launched an enhanced trade partnership to unleash the trade potential by setting an ambitious target of more than doubling bilateral trade by 2030. They also exchanged views on the regional and global issues of mutual interest, including cooperation in the Indo-Pacific and G7. They reiterated commitment to climate actions to achieve the goal of the Paris Agreement and agreed to closely engage in the run-up to COP26 hosted by UK later this year. India and the UK also launched a comprehensive partnership on the migration and mobility that will facilitate greater opportunity for the mobility of students and professionals between the two countries. Well, that's all we have in this bulletin, but before we wind up, let's take a glimpse at the headlines once again. Former Khetrigao MLA Thangjam Nandakishore alias Chaya succumbs to COVID-19 at CJ Hospital this morning at the age of 68. India reports about 382,000 new COVID-19 cases and 3,780 deaths in past 24 hours. The COVID rate stands above 82%. And TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee takes oath as West Bengal's CM for the third consecutive term. Mamata needs to get elected within 6 months of assuming office. Well, thank you so much for being with us. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Until then, have a great afternoon and always stay safe.
Awab Fungdokjari Royal Academy of Law Oinam Mahiroi Oiram Bagurmayum Ton Sanasar Manahoki Batang and Itamanga Kumzalis and Ikun Matoi, no Majing Limited Lake Kidabada, Academy Sigi governing body member.